Guys, one of the most highly anticipated electric cars for a very long time is now being made in right-hand drive. It's official. It has just begun right-hand drive production of the Zeekr X, intended for car markets like Thailand, Australia, Singapore, and other right-hand drive locations. Well, they're being made now, and we now have a timeline for when the Zeekr X and another Zeekr car, which I think maybe is even better than the Zeekr X, will be coming to our markets. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Now, the reason I'm kind of excited for this car, one of them is, well, I've blabbed on many times about Zeekr as a brand, how I love them as a car brand. You guys know this. And the reason is because they're using the best technology. I mean, we're talking about 550 kilowatt charging speeds, literally today, not theoretically in 5 years, now. 550 kilowatt in the Zeekr 009 today. That's crazy. In addition to that, I mean, you're talking about higher energy density batteries. You mean, people are saying, big EVs, big electric SUVs, big MPV type vans don't have enough range. Wouldn't buy one, not enough range, but that is just insane. I mean, the Zeekr 009, it has literally, you're talking more than 600 kilometers of real world range for a massive 5.3 meter long van / SUV, and it's just next level. I mean, the fact that it's got that kind of range and it's got 550 kilowatt charging speed, which I've seen, there's a video on YouTube, by the way, of it actually charging at that speed. In other words, you can just stick it on charge for 10 minutes and you will have charged, you probably will have given yourself around 500 kilometers of range in 10 minutes. I mean, the future is literally here. The other thing is, guys, the Zeekr X, I mean, from what I've seen, it's gone on pre-sale in Thailand, and the price should be similar to the Volvo EX30, but it's 20 centimeters bigger than the EX30. And come on, you've got to admit, it looks significantly better on the inside and the outside. It has extra luxury features. I mean, we know the EX30, the Volvo EX30 is selling really, really well around the world. In Australia, though, it's sold out for this year. But I kind of think, well, if you've missed out, you're lucky, because now you can get a Zeekr X instead. Anyhow, guys, what this story is, CNET Post has reported that the premium electric manufacturer Zeekr, who is obviously owned by Geely, they have begun right-hand drive production of the Zeekr X. Zeekr X's SUVs are actually built on the same production line as the Volvo EX30. And Zeekr will enter the right-hand drive car market around the world. But importantly, guys, it's actually Zeekr already selling the 001 and the Zeekr X in Europe. Now, of course, those are left-hand drive, so those vehicles are made in China already in left-hand drive, so it's much easier for Zeekr just to ship those straight over to Europe. The Chinese mainland uses left-hand drive. Europe uses left-hand drive. So what Zeekr have had and Geely have had to do is make a separate right-hand drive production line for these vehicles that are going to places where unfortunately we have right-hand drive cars. It sucks that we do. The UK, for example, right-hand drive. That's where we got it from. Australia got it from the UK. Unfortunately, it would be so much better if we were a left-hand drive. We'd get so many more vehicles from China, from America. Anyhow, we're stuck with it, so this is what it is. Now, the Zeekr X and the Zeekr 009 MPV sort of looks more like an SUV to me, but anyway, it looks really good. Both of those are being made in right-hand drive, and they're coming in the third quarter of this year. So we're literally only a few months away from both of these really, I think, segment-defining cars coming to right-hand drive markets. Last December, Zeekr signed a partnership with Premium Auto in Singapore. So they'll be selling Zeekr vehicles in Singapore as well within a few months' time. Thailand, they're coming. Apparently, pre-orders have already been happening for Zeekr in Thailand. There's quite a lot of demand there in Thailand, they're saying. Now, could it be coming to other countries? Well, we know it's coming to Hong Kong and Macau, which are both also right-hand drive. Potentially, I mean, I can see it coming to Malaysia. Where else is right-hand drive? Japan, potentially as well. I reckon that'll happen eventually. I'm going to guess places like South Africa as well. New Zealand, we do know it. They're coming to New Zealand as well. So you guys in New Zealand can look forward to these cars. What else do we know about Zeekr? Well, here's the thing, guys. Zeekr delivered 67,764 vehicles so far this year. That's growth of 112%. I believe that's the fastest growth rate of any EV company or any established EV company this year. 112% growth versus last year. The thing is, the majority of Zeekr's cars are actually being sold in China. So they're literally competing in a bloodbath. They're not discounting their EVs like a lot of their competition are, just selling them super cheap. They're selling them at a price that is above these super cheap EVs, and they're selling really well. And what does that tell you? The Chinese car market, they've got hundreds of different choices of EVs to buy from, and these vehicles are selling at record numbers. It tells you something about the cars. People are doing their research, and they're saying, well, these are worth buying, which is awesome because it means we have more ammunition to say, you know what, internal combustion engine fanatics or people who say EVs are not great, have a look at this. In your face. Yeah, anyway, guys, as you can see, every new EV brand, I'm looking forward to Xpeng as well coming to Australia. We know Xpeng have been made in right-hand drive. That's great as well. However, as far as we know, Xpeng are only bringing the G6, which is a nice car, but, it's another Tesla Model Y competitor, and there's quite a few of those already. Now, we know that actually Zeekr have even opened a store in Bangkok, and they're planning to expand their sales and service network worldwide. So Zeekr are going to become this global car company. I think a lot of people will be talking about them. I've been talking about them for years. The 001 has been my favorite car. Someone actually was at the gym the other day. He walked up and said, "The Electric Viking, when's the 001 coming to Australia?" And I said, I know I've said it's my favorite car, but at this point in time, they're only making that one in left-hand drive. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Thanks for watching.